All right, it's time for our new block 3 of 2022 already. In this block, we've got some fun stuff that we're going to be working on. So I've kind of lumped our strength and our weightlifting together. If you see stuff on the other end of the whiteboard, I am dropping into First City CrossFit in Monterey, and they're nice enough to let me bum their gym. So in here, this is strength and weightlifting together, and this is all of this stuff. Once again, just if you guys are new to the program, these are our focuses and the stuff that will have built-in progressions that we will be testing and retesting at the end. This is definitely not the entirety of everything that we'll be focusing on. We will still do tons of other things throughout the block, but these are our main focuses that have built-in progressions. So to start out in our strength and weightlifting, we're going to be deadlifting a 1 rep max. We're going to be testing in the heavy single, then we're going to be doing some building to improve that, and then you guys are going to pull some heavy shit at the end of the block, and I'm really excited for that. After that, we have our back squat 10 rep. That should arguably be in the aerobic and cardio section, but we're definitely going to be building some leg strength this block and doing that higher rep scheme, getting a little bit more of the muscular endurance with our squatting pattern. This 2+1 overhead complex. This is something that we're going to be doing 2 push presses and then 1 split jerk, and that's to have you guys get really comfortable with fatigued legs going into a split jerk and really overusing that leg drive. So this is going to be a great complex to help a lot of the problems that come out into our split jerks. The next thing is our weightlifting. So this is more of a accessory based or like kind of a technical based weightlifting block. Rather than last block, we had our 15 reps per time at 80% that we were doing our fast paced weightlifting. This is going to slow it down a little bit and really work on our technical development. So one of the things we'll be using is one of my favorite drills of all time is that snatch and clean pull with the pause at the top and the slow eccentric to really feel those positions. The whole point of those is to really make sure that you get to the top of the vertical torso, weight in the middle of the foot, and can finish upwards with the quads and really have that lift from the legs and hips up rather than just pumping the bar out. So we're going to be doing this a lot, and that's going to be great. Gymnastic portion. So the test and retest, we're going to do tons and tons of pieces. Let me just make sure this camera looks a little bit off to the side. Oh no, we're good. So in this gymnastic portion, we're going to be doing lots of other like outside of Metcon development for all of our gymnastic variations, but we're going to be testing in a higher volume gymnastic Metcon, and we're going to be seeing how you guys can handle the higher volume with a higher heart rate gymnastic setups. So this circus camp is one of the examples of the first thing we'll be testing in. This is the RX version, doing 30 handstand push-ups, 30 toe to bar, 75 double unders, 30 pull-ups, 30 pistols, 75 double unders, 15 bar muscle-ups. And the RX Plus version is a little bit more beefy than that, but high volume gymnastics is something that we will definitely be working on in the Metcon and getting you guys comfortable doing that under high fatigue and high volume. In our aerobic department, so this is something that it's the summer, you guys can get out there and run. I know a lot of you guys despise to run, but it is such an important part of driving your overall fitness. You can be a very fit person with being bad at running, but if you can incorporate running and be good at running, it certainly does help out. I've witnessed that in my own body. I started out hating running. The better I got at it, the more I liked it, and I tell you what, it's not miserable. So we're going to start out with a 5K run. You guys are going to test that in, and we're going to do for your guys building of that threshold and try to get you guys to have a big PR in your 5K, and that will have a lot of carryover into your other fitness inside the gym. So trust the process there. Don't skip that shit. Do the runs. The other thing that we're going to be testing in is what we're going to be working on is doing some really high output intervals with shitty length workouts. So we're going to be doing stuff that's like in the 2 to 2.5 minute super high output range with skin monomodal structures that may have a little bit of a CrossFit-esque element in there to really jack the heart rate, but we're going to be putting the hammer down hard there, resting and repeating. So this sucker punch is something we've actually done in the past, and we will actually use this as a baseline and then retest it. It's 20 and 14 cal row, 10 high pulls, 10 bar facing burpees. The RX Plus goes up to 25 and 20 cals, and a little heavier high pull to drive that fatigue level up. But it's going to be a sprint, rest, repeat workout. Then the thing that we have throughout every single block period, no matter what, is always these low intensity aerobic pieces that are typically on our Thursdays. I know on week 1 of your guys' block starting next week, you guys do not have the low intensity run on Thursday. I wanted to keep our first week a little bit lower volume, which you guys will definitely notice throughout your training on week 1, is that it's definitely a lower volume week. We have some high intensity pieces, and I wanted to kind of give us a little ramp up. So week 1, you guys are actually testing your 5K on Thursday instead of that low intensity heart rate piece that's a higher volume, so like the hour based one. But that's something that I want you guys, that if you are following this program, that is one of the absolute most important pieces that I took for granted in the extreme majority of my career. I skipped those and I just thought it was full of shit. I was like, hey, I don't need to jog at an easy pace for an hour. Like, what is that gonna do for me? Once I started doing that, I swear to God, it made a world of difference. So do not skip those low intensity heart rate based pieces. iWatches, Fitbits, obviously the chest strap is our best bet, but any sort of heart rate monitor that you guys can get a hold of, which is pretty easy in this day and age, take that out on your run. Running, I found to be the best thing for that. You can definitely do it on the bike or the rower, but if you can, especially now that it's getting warm out, you should certainly get out somewhere pretty. I go out to the desert myself. I know not everyone lives in the desert, but try to go somewhere that's outdoor, off the beaten path, and go out and get in some good scenery. And if you stack that habit, so if you take that or that exercise, so you take a shitty thing like running, for most of us dislike running, especially for a long time, try to have something that you associate it with that's a positive. So for me, I take my razor out in the desert and rip it around for a while, then I run and I get to rip the razor back. And so it's like kind of this awesome thing paired with a shitty thing, and then over time, that shitty thing just gets associated with the awesome thing, and now I actually really enjoy those runs. So if you can do that with, hey, I go and I run this trail and then I get froyo on the way back, or whatever it may be that is applicable to your situation, try to find something that's a positive reinforcement that you stack with that run, and it will really make a big difference. Other than that, guys, this is gonna be an 8-week block, and it's gonna take us all the way to midsummer, which is freaking nuts. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the app, and I'm looking forward to this.